show you something whenever we're done. So I was the extra on a movie that they were shooting earlier this year in New Orleans. It's Renfield. It's an adaptation of Renfield. Nick Cage is in it. Some other dude from that show Community. But they were shooting downtown, and my part was they dressed me like a 1930s style gangster. They gave me a fake brick of coke to hold and a fake movie gun. It was
fake brick of coke.
Yes.
And you were a 30s gangster?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that was it wasn't a 30s it wasn't a 30s setting, but that was like the style.
I got you.
The scene is like, okay, the dude comes in and apparently he just got out of jail, so he walks into this big ballroom and he's like, waving everybody. He's like, hey, what's up, you? What's up? And I'm on a piano. And so he comes up and he tosses me a brick of coke while I'm on the piano, and I'm grab it and then I keep playing. Yeah. Pretty cool, dude, but I'm holding this. I took a picture of myself like this on Facebook. Like deja vu.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Life imitate art.
Absolutely. There's a lot of movies.
It is straight up Full Metal Jacket over
try
there.
It. I don't want to break your shit, dude. Sometimes.
What's the instructions
I
say?
believe it says push this button or these buttons and it's supposed to come out, but I don't want to rip it out and accidentally fuck the gun up.
Are they rolling, by the way?
I'd rather
we're always rolling.
Yeah, I'd rather you do it.
Always. Oh, I have one here. Hand it to me, barrel first. I like it.
You don't ever hand the gun over barrel first.
Well, I'm keeping in mind that this is not a real gun.
That's true. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today?
What's up?
We're here on another episode of Putting the FU in Funny. I am your host. I am one of the hosts of this wonderful show today, Pickle. How y'all doing?
What's up, man?
And this is Brandon Bruffett, the other host.
Other host. How y'all doing?
Look, you got it undone, bro?
I got it undone, man.
Did you just rip it out?
I just had to put a little ass in it.
I didn't. That's what I'm saying. I didn't want it. The first time, it might have been stuck in there a little bit. I didn't want to be the one to rip that bitch out like a Neanderthal.
No, it's
and break it.
Yeah, and on the show today, we have a couple of Fantasy Roast League superstars.
Fuck yeah.
Holy shit. Roaster's Choice, Matt LaRocca.
What's up, y'all?
And winning team captain, Amy Collins.
Collins.
Holy
shit. Place. How you
I don't
doing?
know what I did to be in the vicinity of such roast greatness.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just improving my stock, I guess.
There you go.
Last year,
You're
this
going
wouldn't
way
have happened.
up.
Last
Going
year,
way
this would have been a fantasy.
You are coming off smelling like
Last
roses
year.
sitting next to us, bro. Just
telling
bask in
you.
our reflective shine.
That and that I have rose petals stuffed in my pockets because I heard it was your favorite flower.
Absolutely.
You wanted to smell sweet for you.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Rose petal day.
It smells sweet in here, by the way. It doesn't smell like marijuana like I thought it would.
That's
We'll change that.
Yeah, no marijuana at Grimtown Studios.
No.
Not until the laws change. But
That's
we're
right.
on our way there.
All right, we want to keep it
We do
legit.
like CBD.
Yeah.
So congratulations to both of you on your roast status.
Really, it was
yeah.
great. It was a great whole thing, bruh. The month of August, it was fun. You know what I mean? It was a way to expand our minds.
That was so
Tiring
much fun,
as
dude.
fuck too.
But it's a great exercise for a joke writer because you've got 1 week. You can't really test it out. It's not like you're running the stuff at an open mic. It's like, here's what I've been working on all week. Boom. Either you like it or you don't.
Right.
So it's that pressure makes some people, man. Some people really shined. I thought you were great. I thought both of y'all were good, man. You kind of
really did your thing. I appreciate that, but you really did your thing. You were one of the people I wanted to pick, and Brandon Haynes snatched you up top. I didn't think you were. I didn't.
Brandon Haynes.
It was. And I think would you win second round or first?
First, I was his first pick.
Yeah, that's what it was, and I was like, man, shit. I didn't know you were gonna go first round.
I didn't know I was going to go first round either. Nobody was more surprised than me.
Okay, but no, you were definitely a first round pick.
Thank you. Well,
You went where you were supposed to go.
That was my first exposure to the Comedy House. I'd never done anything there, Chris sent me that invitation, and I'd never even been in the Comedy House before, So I was still kind of new to, nobody really knew what to expect. So I kind of like it now. Like I said, at the end of the day, this isn't going to sound very team player-ish, but, you know, all I wanted was to kind of stand out among peers as a decent joke writer. You know, win, lose, or draw.
Definitely.
I just want people to hear these jokes and to kind of judge me on that. You know,
Yeah.
I think if you got to treat this like a job, man, and it shows a lot about how you feel about comedy when
Yeah.
you show up. You know, if you show up with a napkin you just scribbled 20 minutes beforehand, then you're disrespecting Chris and Tammy. You're disrespecting the people that paid.
The craft,
Exactly.
everything,
You're
the whole
disrespecting
down the
yourself.
line. Yeah.
I got no patience for that, man. So I think kind of the cream rose to the top. I think the right team won. I think they had some great joke writers on your team.
Thank you.
That was really fun. That was a lot of fun, man.
And I would have not placed hardly any of y'all as roast competitors, like roast writers.
Right.
It just didn't seem. I mean, not to be.
Clara was my favorite on your team.
Clara was funny.
But besides Marcus, you know what I'm saying? Marcus is always a fan favorite. He's a monster. You know,
Yeah.
you lucked up with that one.
Yeah, I didn't even choose him.
Because let me tell
You
you
traded
something.
up.
I got stuck with him.
Defaulted.
He was,
didn't get
yeah.
stuck.
he was the first one on the wait list.
He was a
'cause somebody
blessing
had to
sent
drop
down
out.
from heaven.
It's the affirmative
Because
action hire.
William
man.
Baldwin got in his feelings about you picking him, what, fourth or third?
Oh, I don't know.
About
I-
anybody picking him
Yeah.
that late.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah, Marcus was fun. Clara, I mean, I chose everyone because I thought they would be good joke writers.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it comes down to. But it's just a sidestep in flavor. Like, none of us are roast writers, right? Roast
Right.
comics, right? Like, that's not how I like to write.
Well, I mean,
that's
it's-
not how Matt, you
yeah.
know.
I
Clara
like
might
it.
be now. She may have found
might
something
have
that
found-
really
yeah,
fits her.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think she did. I mean, that's what it's for. We're all not like, we all don't focus on roast writing at all. But it's good to have this to see where you sit with it. You know what I'm saying? Can you be clever enough to write those roast jokes and go out there and get a whole crowd to laugh at your shit consistently? You know, I like it because you got to be clever. You know what I mean? It's a different kind of clever.
Yeah.
You know, I get to sit there and I'll stare at your picture and be like when I was roasting and making jokes for you, I was like, how do you look like every 80s band member, you know, ever? Like, you know
I
what
like
I'm
the
saying?
Ben
Like,
Franklin reference. That was good.
the Ben Franklin, that was
That
last
was
year.
from season 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Who did that?
William Baldwin.
Oh, yeah, that's why you picked him. You know? Damn it, William. Fuck is wrong with you,
He
William?
said I looked like $100.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. That's great.
I still like my one for you, the transgender Harry Potter.
That's a
That
good
was-
one.
Dude, that one was good.
That one still has, still gets mileage.
Yeah, it does, dude. I did one of those for Clara this year, the Seinfeld, transgender Seinfeld. That shit popped off good.
Yeah.
People like those transgender jokes if you do them right. You know.
That's important.
I don't know what you're looking at me about.
That's important. You're right, though.
Ain't
Like,
nobody got a transgender joke like I got.
I know.
like people make the mistake of trying to go for the meanest thing you could say instead of the funniest thing.
Yeah.
It's a line, there is a fine
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful, you
Yeah,
know.
Pickle found that line.
Yeah, man. That's what I do. I walk the line, and sometimes I step over that bitch.
Hell yeah, you was tap dancing on that motherfucker.
Fuck right. But you know what? It wasn't as bad as people tried to make it seem. You know what I mean? It really wasn't. You know.
What was
It was just that's what I'm saying. You weren't even in the room. And that's what happens. Like, people who weren't in the room for it, they were like, were you in the room that night?
I was in the room for that.
So it might not have been as funny as it should have been, but it wasn't as bad as like people tried to make it. Like, they tried to make it seem like I was malicious, which was bullshit. You know what I mean? I didn't say malicious things. So you tell me, do you think it was malicious? Oh, really?
After you've already been told that it wasn't.
I know. I've
You've been
told that it
sworn in,
wasn't
too.
No, you can
malicious.
tell me because I know people do this. Bap, bap, bap. You know.
I thought both sides came off not funny and trying to hurt feelings. Like, there was definitely a vibe that you were both pissed at each other. It was
Yeah.
not fun to watch.
Well, see, what I found out afterwards was I thought she was mad about something completely different. And then I also found out people were in her ear.
Do the two
That's
of
what
y'all
she
like
said.
have beef outside
No.
of that?
No.
They had
it
No.
looks like
an
they did.
interaction.
It was, I said
just,
a joke to
just
her.
days before.
I said a joke to her, and that's what I thought she was mad about. But apparently, she told me that people were telling her that like we were gonna have this just attacking upon her, and it's like, nah, bro, I didn't tell anybody that shit. You know what I'm saying? I just said I'm gonna write a fat joke. You know, you can't say don't write a fat joke. You know, and
People
I told you
people
that
also
at
likes to-
a show. I was like, you know, it's fucked up. You can't say you can't write a fat joke at a roast. That's, you know, what do you do at a roast? If you roast a pig, you're roasting fat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know, I feel where you're at, but to be fair, and like even like the celebrity roasts, like they'll have like things that they don't want talked about, like Charlie Sheen didn't want his mom, or Mike Tyson didn't want the rape beef brought up, or this person. But like with us, I think I said this last time, we don't have like all of our public information available on Wikipedia. You know, it's going to be a lot of surface level stuff, fat, ugly, skinny, whatever
Yeah,
it is.
That's
you
why I
know?
go after people's comedy.
Yeah, or their
Right.
children.
I mean, that's it. It's the only thing that really makes sense to me. It's like that's information that they are already putting out. So
well, what it was she told me that people were putting in their heads that my whole team was just gonna go at her about that shit, and me specifically, which was not even in my plan. What you smirking for, little country doo-wop?
I'm just listening to you.
No, really, it wasn't in my plan at all. And what happened was they created this fucking thing that made us both go overboard with it. You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't have been that. It should have been fun all the way around instead of trying to like create your own bullshit within a fucking a game. You
Yeah.
know?
I didn't feel good for like the way that particular situation came out, because just thinking about if that was me, I would have thought that the public knowledge and the talking about it was a lot more embarrassing than if the jokes would have just been made in the first place. I
Right.
thought it was just kind of an uncomfortable situation. You know, I like her. I think she's a good person, and I don't think what she did was necessarily wrong. But I just think that, you know, it ended up kind of not coming out good for anybody involved. Maybe that'll change next time.
It made for an
It
uncomfortable
made for an
situation.
uncomfortable
It
as
did.
fuck
Hey, the
situation.
crowd saw it. You know what I'm saying? And you know it was played up by like they stuck it out there too. You know
Well,
what
it
I'm
almost
saying? Like
made me feel
when
sabotaged.
they introduced that one, when they introduced that shit, that kind of like introduced it as was having some kind of weird beef, which I
Yeah.
never had with this poor girl. You know what I'm saying? What happened was she started texting me wildly, and I was like, I don't know why you texting me, so I'm not gonna acknowledge that shit. You know, I'm just trying to have fun. Yeah, and that's what I found out afterwards. Is what you know, like that. That's what people do. They go in their ears for their own. They got in somebody's ears for their own benefit or something.
That's what at the end of the day, it's got to be fun, man.
And that's what it's about, being fun. It's
Well, there's no denying that it was the topic. I mean, it was the pre-roast topic.
yeah.
You know, I mean, everybody had discussed
Apparently,
it at
it's
some
the
point.
post-roast topic
Yeah,
too, because
yeah,
we're
yeah.
still fucking talking
Yeah.
about it, and it's the
Yeah.
middle of September now.
Right. Yeah, I hear you.
Well, we would have talked about it last week if I was in town. You know, so
Pickle talks about it every week.
nah, I don't. It's really not that big a deal. I could give a fuck less. Yeah, me and Amy went against each other in the championship round.
did.
Good fucking championship round, my
It was
friend.
good.
I had a real good time. That was a fun night, and that's what it should have been
Yeah,
throughout
we had a good crowd.
everyone throughout the whole fucking thing. You know what I mean? We had a good crowd. We had good team energy through both sides. Everybody was funny, and everybody killed it.
Yeah, it was a
You
lot
know
of
what
fun.
I'm saying?
I think, you know, like what you said was pretty accurate. Like your team, there's nobody on there that I would have looked at initially and said, oh man, like that's a scary joke writer, like, or roast writer. But like all of y'all together were just brutal, man. Y'all
Yeah.
had such a cool cohesion. it worked, man.
You know,
All of y'all were very
Matt
funny.
Peterson was fucking funny on the slick. You know, I
Yeah,
don't
he's
think
very funny.
He's always funny on the
He-
slick. That's his whole milieu.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying he.
That's his shit.
Man, Bruffett, that is a big word for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Buffett.
I use lots of
likes-
big words.
he
It
likes
was a word a day
college.
calendar.
He memorizes a word before he
Yeah.
comes here, and he's like, "I'm putting that shit on the show."
That's
on
not
the
the
show
first time
today.
he said that word
Pickle.
today.
I have memorized
That's the word
a
of the
whole
day.
bunch of words before I came to this show. That's why my vocabulary is so good.
Oh my gosh.
He'll repeat that word again before the day is out.
Milieu.
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 Like manure. Spewing out of
Pickle
your
learns a new word.
milieu.
Oh yeah, man, it was a cool experience. The whole thing. I'm so glad to have been a part of it. I learned a lot about people in that whole experience, man.
Oh, what'd you learn about
Tell us.
people?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
specific
Yes,
or just
yes.
general
I
human
learned about
psychology?
Who
I learned
and
about
what?
their work ethic, man. Like I
Okay.
learned who really like loves doing this and who's just kind of showing up.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I learned, you know, who takes it seriously. I mean, that's what it is.
Definitely.
That's exactly what I was saying. Like, it's an indication of how you feel about this art form, man. You know, just the amount of work you're willing to put in and how you treat it.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, you're getting paid to be up there. It might not be the biggest paycheck in the world, but you got paid to be there.
Did you get paid?
I got your paycheck. They said you didn't earn it.
What a big
We're all
paycheck.
splitting it.
And that's that wasn't. I don't know if it was worth it for all that mental fucking stress that goes on that one check. That was-
Well, I think, you know, I've always wanted to. I've been a fan of roast my whole life, man. You know, it always looked like so much fun when it's done right. When it's like people that know each other and care about each other, and they're tossing fucking jabs at each other. I always thought comedy always seemed like a cool hang to me. That's why I wanted to be a part of it, whether it was a podcast or a roast. There was obvious, like, no matter how harsh the shit that was being said was, there was a love. You can feel that that underlying love.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, the people I know now in comedy, you get so close to people so fast, because if you look at it, like, we've all seen each other's acts like numerous times. We've all heard. You're hearing somebody's thoughts. You know, every night you're hearing the way their thought processes work, and their opinions on shit and their life experiences. Like, they're sharing some of the most intimate shit ever with you, like, you know, multiple times a week. So
Yeah.
it's like, even if I don't have a deep conversation with this dude, like, I feel like I know something about him. You know what I
Definitely.
mean?
We always, like you said, we're hearing what people have to say about themselves all week long.
Yeah.
It's the way we get to know that. And that's why, like, whenever I'm around Amy, I'm around you in these trenches, I'm around Brandon, we can come in this setting right here and have a good conversation.
And just chop it up, man.
And chop it up easier, dude. You know, it makes that interaction like this a lot easier because we're comfortable with each other. And actually, that roast shit actually does that too. If you become closer, I found by roasting the shit out of each other, you kind of become closer to one another. It does bring the people who are involved either closer or not.
Milieu.
Manure.
I am so proud of you.
Yeah. You
That's
get a
the
gold
only reason I
star.
said it. It's the only reason I said it.
I think some of my favorite roast jokes are the ones that don't make any fucking sense and that aren't personal.
The just silly shit.
Yeah.
Just silly, you know,
Just-
and
Yeah.
it doesn't have anything to do with the individual
Yeah.
per se. I think some of the
Right.
stuff that really dug in and like went after people's Instagrams and like I'm gonna find out who they are. I don't think they translated as well. It was
Yeah.
almost like
Dude.
like academic almost, and there's too much explanation. And then the audience
The
is like,
audience doesn't
first of
know
all,
that.
we don't know
Yeah.
who y'all are.
Yeah,
Second of
right,
all, we
right.
don't give a fuck. Just make us
Yeah.
laugh, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought that was the approach. Like most of the jokes that I threw out that were just ridiculous, I felt like got some of my biggest laughs
What was your favorite joke that you wrote out the whole
that I wrote.
thing today?
I
not
mean, there were
today,
so
but, you
many,
know.
like trying to remember. I think I like the one I said, and again, this could be said about anyone, lower back tattoo that said dealer's choice.
Okay.
That one's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
As the audience can tell
Do
by
you
you guys
have-
just fucking rolling right now. Like, oh yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good.
Do you have a favorite joke somebody else wrote? Maybe about you or just out in general about somebody else?
I mean, there are so many fucking jokes, right?
At
I don't
the end of the
know.
night, it seems like a blur. Like in the moment, you're like, man, that was a good fucking joke. And then like when you try to recall the specifics at the end, I can recall the jokes that I made, but in terms of like the ones that were made about me, I remember Adam Crochet said that my jewelry looks like I get it out of a claw machine.
Yeah.
That cracked me up. Somebody else said Morgan
That's funny.
D'Antone sleeps in a cage at the foot of my bed.
Yeah.
That was fucking funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
But yeah, you know, because I
That
was
was good.
listening. I was listening for stuff, and I was like, man, if it's good, I'm gonna ask if I could borrow it for my own set.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the trans Harry Potter joke.
I gave it
Pickle
to her
gave it
after
to
the
me.
last
Yeah.
after the last
Also, the
battle.
Ben Franklin joke.
Like, I don't want to burn any of that stuff. I love those jokes, and it would be a shame to not be able to use. You can use it as crowd work now
Yeah.
or something, but like I've got those in my back pocket now.
I'm keeping a lot of them for future roast and other places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next year, it's not going to be the same way it was this year. It's going to be like one-on-one roast, and that's what they said.
That's pretty cool.
I hadn't heard that.
It's going to be one verse one. I don't know if we're going to do teams, but I know it's going to be one verse one instead of like that roast fantasy shit or whatever that was. It's going to be like one person wins everything now.
That's cool.
So I don't know how they're going to do that, but I don't know. I'll see what the way they judge, like how they're going to judge and shit. I feel like the audience should be a definite judge.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And
Yes.
that's who you're playing for
I
at the
feel
end
like
of the day.
they should judge after each roast battle. As it happens, you should judge it right there. Like New York style.
Yeah.
Y'all ever watch New York
That's what they did,
style?
though.
No, not in front of us. No, they didn't. They don't sit there
You're
and
talking
say,
about audience deciding.
Oh, where the
like,
judges
on
give
spot.
feedback
the judges
and
give
they make
feedback,
comments. I
yeah.
gotcha.
You know, it needs,
Yeah, yeah.
It should be like that.
Like the roast battle show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotcha.
The thing I was confused on was okay, so say me and Pickle go against each other. The cumulative score is 15, so one of us gets 7, one of us gets 8. I didn't realize that's how it worked for the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So somebody getting a 10 may just be as indication of the other person was so bad as you were a 10, you know, because our whole
Yeah,
strategy
the,
was
Right.
the delegation, the mandatory delegation of the points.
yeah.
Yeah.
That changes the strategy because at first it was like put your strongest joke writers against each other. Well, me and Marcus Bond basically canceled each other out 7 and
Yeah.
8. You know, I think the better strategy is to put your best joke writer against
Against
their
the
weakest.
weakest.
And that's what
and
I
then,
was doing.
You know,
Yeah.
That was my strategy.
I didn't
you know
even
what
realize
mean?
that that's
In
how
our
it was
first
until
one,
the last week.
In our first battle, we went against each other. I had Adam or Jake went against what was it? I think Garrett and Matt Peterson. You know what I'm saying? Two that haven't done it. Like I knew what I was doing, like my whole strategic thing.
Strategery.
Strategic things.
Strategery.
Yeah. That's why whenever I went up first, I was like, if you would have threw somebody else up, you'd have threw my strategy all off.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about that is you can't control it, right? Like
Right.
you can only guess at the strategy because of the way it alternated who gets to go first.
Well, with the scissor paper rocks,
Which Brandon
I
Haynes
was-
sucks at, by the way.
I was throwing those matches on purpose to try to control the flow.
You just go with paper every time.
And it didn't work. It worked the first time, and it didn't work the second one. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't
And-
ever heard anybody try to throw a
Yeah,
game of rock,
I don't
paper,
know how
scissors.
you throw
or
that.
paper rock,
Throw
scissors,
that.
scissor
I don't know
rock
how you
paper.
throw
You're
that,
like,
but-
I'm going
Scissor
back.
rock
Do
paper.
scissors all 3 times, and you'll lose.
Yeah, I mean, I had a different strategy. I liked the idea of people splitting points 7 and 8 instead of 12 and 3 or 10 and 5.
Wow.
I mean, I think it all washes out in the end as far as the point spread and who wins, but it just it's more fun when it's closer. It's
Yeah.
like I don't want to watch a football game. I don't want to watch Alabama win 56 to 7. That's not a fun game to watch. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's
Yeah.
and it's somebody getting
Right.
trampled for reasons that they shouldn't.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Well, see,
it just takes some of the fun out of
They weren't
it.
trampled.
I can understand. I understand that perspective for sure. I didn't really view any of them as one-on-one rounds, though.
I didn't either. I
You know,
viewed it
because
more
you
like
were-
I thought it was
you
more
were- you were-
cumulative, really more.
It was just your turn to go
Yeah.
at everybody, is kind of how I felt.
I was like, man, that
you know,
team
like,
did good tonight.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
For sure, for sure. But in
Yeah.
terms of like the individual,
Yeah.
It was
like how they broke down the
it was an
scoring.
odd competition to play. Strategic, like you said. I mean, just like you said, strategically, you really couldn't plan any of it, and that went from everything from the way that you told the jokes. I mean, how many jokes you told. It was just so confusing to try to line all of that stuff up. All
Volume
of
was
those
key,
things.
too.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Honestly, I still don't even know what the judging criteria was. I don't think that was ever transparent.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it
But I
wasn't.
like, as far as like, I let go of this whole concept of a strategy. I think
Yeah.
probably after the second match, because I was like, this is something I'm putting brain energy on, and I can't fucking control it, and there's no point.
Right.
And my team was very chill and very good with being in the moment of me just
Yeah.
being like, who wants to go? You want to go now? And they're like, yeah. And I think that looseness helped everyone like take some pressure off of like, oh no, I have to beat this person, and just like be in their jokes and be
Yeah.
on stage and be in their set and do their
Right.
thing, right? Which it certainly made it easier, and I think made it a little more fun. And in the end, it worked out because we won most of our matches.
You
We
did.
lost the first one
If you
Yeah.
show up
against
with killer-
Pickle's team,
Yeah.
but then we won the championship against them, so
Good shit.
that worked out.
It
If
definitely
you show up
was.
with killer jokes, you should definitely be ready no matter what the strategy is, man.
Yeah.
As long as your jokes are good. You
That's
know.
true too. Yeah. And it's confidence in telling them bitches too, because some people had some good jokes, but if you don't say them things with confidence, I mean, they don't come across right.
Oh, that was the
sometimes.
thing,
I'll
dude.
tell you, man, like-
if a joke bombs, say the next joke even more enthusiastically. Don't even acknowledge that the joke bombed.
Right.
Just barrel
Right.
through. It was so weird. It was so different, man.
Yeah.
Just keep
well,
barreling.
it's-
That's what you did, dude. All right, I saw the first. You were on the first show,
Yeah.
and you were definitely the best person on that show.
Thank you.
Like you went up there and you absolutely fucking destroyed. Were
You blew everybody away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was in that bitch crying, laughing.
Yeah.
I think I had my favorite
I was
joke
howling,
for
dude.
that time. I said, Jennifer Turbo is a horrible comedian and a horrible mother. The only difference between her, Casey Anthony, and Andrea Gates are those two know where their kids are.
Yeah. I don't even get that joke, but it's funny. But I don't know, because I don't know who those other two women are.
Baby killers.
I gathered, right?
Yeah.
But you were just like Tammy described you as a howitzer, because you were just like boom,
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 boom.
boom.
Howitzer.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and it was just the power.
Fuck.
But like, I think a lot of us took notes from you after that, because we were like, oh, you got to power through. You can't stop for laughter. You
Yeah.
got to get the next one out.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
use that, and it just rolls and rolls. It was great.
It helps in so many ways, man, because, like, by the time you're into the next joke, the audience has just gotten, if it was, like, a really nasty joke, and, like, oh, like that, they just realize you're always a step ahead.
Yeah.
You know, and even if a joke bombs, you could just barrel through to the next one.
Yeah.
It's so good. Marcus was good at that. I think when me and
Yep.
Marcus went
Yeah.
against each other,
Yeah.
he just boom, 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 lightning quick. It was
Yeah.
fun to watch him, man. You talk about silly jokes. That dude
Oh
does
yeah,
some silly fucking
he really
jokes.
does.
Marcus
Yeah,
is so fucking
he's a
clever,
fucking
dude.
good
Yeah.
joke writer,
Yeah.
man. The kid's he's real smart and super fast on his feet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he really he's amazing. With even just regular stand up when he's
Oh,
you know
yeah.
he'll go off the cuff, add new tags, all the time. Like it was one of the first things I noticed about Marcus was
He
that
was one of the
Yeah.
first
how he
people I
pushes,
started
yeah.
following when I started hanging around in the scene, man. I was a big, and still am a big Marcus Bond fan. I really do respect him as a joke writer and as a host and as just everything else that a comic's
He's
supposed to
very,
be.
he's an all-around dude. You know what I'm saying? Like his game is on point in every aspect, and he's getting better all the time. That's why I love, dude. Another bar. It used to be his mic, dog, and it is a special fucking mic. You know what I'm saying? Something about that room, bruh. It gets you fucking ready for kind of.
The room's cozy.
It's cozy, but
always
it
been
brings every kind of situation.
Yeah.
It really does, you know.
I got to follow Matt Owens the other night after he went in there and killed. And so it's like, you know, he just did 20 minutes.
Right.
And then you're showing up and, you know, you're trying to not bomb after he just set the bar high, man.
Right.
It's cool. It's very cool. And all of y'all are good hosts. I think all of y'all know how to, I'm probably the only one on these couches that have never hosted any type of event. But I was trying to be.
I am working on it.
I'm trying to be nice. Put it this way, all
I'm a
three
good
of
host.
You're a good host.
all three of y'all have at least hosted before. You hosted the show the other night for Smiley, the one that we were on, and
yeah.
and I was very
That was the
impressed.
last minute.
I
That
don't
is such
like
a hard.
the position.
It's a
I
hard
don't like
skill.
it, but I do it because I know that it is required.
it's
It has to
necessary.
be done, and you know, God, dog, like I dodged it for a long damn time, and it's part of the reason that I hadn't started a show until now.
Dude, open mic hosting has to be one of the most difficult
I
jobs.
love it. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I absolutely love my
I'm
life.
sure you're a good
It's
host.
fun,
People
but it's
like
a lot
you.
of work.
Oh my god, it's a lot of work. Like I'm tired after I fucking done.
I would
it.
sure.
imagine doing fucking
But
7 minutes
Jesus.
between everybody is fucking exhausting. It's fucking
Last week, yeah, Pickle does
He
a
didn't
good.
even get it.
You gotta fucking build yourself some kind of way.
Pickle does a good 5-10 minutes between every comment. I got up
Boy,
there.
Pickle had me up at the
We
end of
got
the night.
five.
I'll be up at the end of the night, right? I'll be at the end of the list and fucking, and then Pickle to decide he want to do fucking 15 minutes. I'm waiting in the fucking wings, waiting in the wings. I'm just like,
My new joke.
4-hour show for 5
I
comments.
gave him
We were ninth on the list, and we
gave him
didn't
10
get up till
minutes last.
11.
Nah. Man, I love you, Pickle, and you do a great job hosting. You do.
My-
you know, most
my new
hosts on
joke-
Leprechaun.
I know
When
you one day you'll see when you start actually hosting and doing some work. You'll see how it is.
This
bro.
motherfucker's just talking about me.
When you're ready to start
you what,
hosting, I'll
this
tell you how to host.
I got you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. You
Don't
know,
follow,
listen
don't
to-
follow this guy.
I'm sorry, Matt.
It's not
Tell
about
me what you
you.
were gonna say.
Oh, my new joke is the one I said last week is you can catch Pickle's new comedy half hour. He'll be performing it after every comedian he brings up tonight.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I sure will.
No, but
Live taping.
It's cool, man. It's very cool, though. You're right. That is a good room, and you do a good job. That's got to be the hardest job, I believe, is hosting. You know, maybe I'm being like kind of nasty, but if 20 or 30% of the comics on an open mic are funny, it's a good open mic, you know? And you've got to reset the audience after somebody goes on there and bombs and get them
Or
back
just
believing.
turns them off.
Yeah.
Dude, they got comics in the scene. You gotta fucking know how. Like these dudes. Like if you're following certain ones, like they go up there and they'll fuck a room up.
They'll walk them all.
They'll walk them, but
They're actually not comics. They're
right.
they're
They'll
just
fuck
on the
room
mic.
up, man. You gotta come up with a joke right there. And
Oh,
I do it.
yeah.
I do it every fucking week. You know what I'm saying? That's my favorite part about hosting is
Yeah.
being able to follow somebody with a joke.
There's some
And
people
get
doing
that
some
room
jokes
up.
that I would rather hear them like read nutritional facts.
Yeah. My favorite. And
There's
I,
some
I
people
will-
doing jokes that it sounds like them reading nutritional facts with their boring ass. Just go out there.
No, I was just to say one of my favorites is I don't want to say who, but like he didn't really tell jokes. He just talks about fucking.
Yes, we know.
It's always about his dick. It's gross. It's
Which
gross.
We know.
Now, I don't want to say who. You know who I'm talking about, though. And he'll turn a room. He's walked a room. But my
Oh.
favorite is to come out right after
know who
and be
you're
like,
talking about.
you know, every time he hits the stage, I feel like, you know, I just had a train run on me at the Q Dog house. I mean, it's just like, and the whole audience feels
I've never
gross.
felt that
That's
experience.
important
I've never
because you got to let that tension
Well-
out the room after that. You're right. That's important, man.
You got
Yeah.
because everyone's like they might be laughing a little bit
Yeah.
because they're uncomfortable, and you got to be able to tell the difference between
Yeah.
an honest laugh, a genuine laugh, and like I'm really uncomfortable right now.
Right,
And I don't know
yeah.
what else to do.
You gotta
This
win
is-
their trust
They
back.
they think somebody thinks this is funny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh, but it's uncomfortable.
Right.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
you got to win their trust back. If they had four, I don't say terrible comics, but four people that didn't do all that well go in a row, then why does the audience believe you're going to be any different? So, you know, I'll get up there and I'll always make a comment about something that was said that night or something
Yeah.
in the room or something funny, like something ad-lib to try to show them, okay, this is going to be good. Pay attention to this,
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
got to earn
get
their
'em
trust quick.
You got to get them quick. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Room
it's
jokes are the
super
best.
important.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
room jokes. I cut my teeth in Lucky's, this place we had before COVID. This BC people.
Well, it was like a
Before
fucking.
COVID
yeah.
and Lucky's, you gotta be able to like take the room's attention. Like you have to, and I learned how to write room jokes in that bitch. Like it was, I had one of my best sets ever to this day. They had somebody go in Lucky's. The bar's still there. You can always go in there and see what the place
This was
looks
like a damn collision
And
course.
it was a
really
fucking.
was.
It's a wild place. You can't even explain it. It's just a rough room. This dude decided to bring what are those things
A
called?
drone.
A drone.
This
He-
motherfucker brought a
brought a
drone into Lucky's and
drone.
tried to fly it up out of a fucking duffel bag.
Yeah, and he's flying this drone, and he's like, well, I bet y'all ain't never seen somebody do comedy and fly a drone before. And the room looked at each other and walked out.
Yeah.
Like we just fucking like all
Oh.
walked
Dude, the
out.
drone
Clear
crashed.
the room.
Dude,
The
and-
drone and the set crashed at the same time.
Yeah, it was fucking horrible. And I get up and two people after him and say, well, I don't know about y'all, but after tonight, I'm never buying a drone. And that bitch goes, pow. And that was the first time I ever wrote a room joke. And it was like, since then, I always try to like write those fucking on spot and the elephant in the room type thing. It gets the best. Don't be saying don't be fucking. He's laughing because I'm working on a new bit.
About elephants.
Something.
It ain't got shit to do with your bid.
All right.
Whenever I think of Elephant in the Room, I think of Patrice O'Neal, man. That's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
the funniest.
Patrice
person.
is a monster.
Patrice is
I
a
love
monster.
Everything about. I still listen to a lot of Patrice. What? Now you gotta say
Nothing.
it, bro. Come
No, I
on.
don't. No, I don't.
you know, you
Comedy's
do.
about honesty, man.
Yeah.
Man, it's just hilarious.
Just
Like,
fucking say it, man.
well, I've always wanted to address the elephant in the room, and now I have one.
Give me that one.
There you go, brother. I'm ex-
It's the thought that counts.
I'm gonna have some fucking fun tonight, y'all.
I bet y'all are, man. I can't make it tonight, but I'm going to make one of those shows, man. You know, I'm still sweating the ride situation, everything. I was telling her my daddy's coming to pick me up after this. Yeah. But they got to come see me last night at the Virgin, so that was a cool thing that my parents get to do. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good show, huh?
Yeah, they're not picking me up from prison anymore. They're picking
That's
me up
right.
from, you know, like that feels good to be able to have them come see me do something I love. And
Yeah, an old snazzy ass place too.
man, I felt
Fancy cocktails and
I
nice
felt
environment.
I felt
Yeah, fuck
inappropriate doing these stupid jokes
Yeah,
there,
man.
man.
I hear
Jesus.
you.
I said, I did a room joke. I said, just out of curiosity, what's a room in a fancy place like this run a fella per hour?
Yeah, yeah. That's a good. That's good, though. That's good, man.
I bet that murdered.
That's fucking.
Yeah.
That is just delightfully trashy. I
I
love
said,
that.
this is my first time. This is my first evening in a New Orleans hotel that didn't involve an angry hooker, an empty 8-ball, or a warrant for my arrest.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's pretty
progress,
funny.
not perfection.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Proud of you, Matt.
thank you. I
Yes,
appreciate it.
yeah.
I am too, bro. You've been doing great. This fucking. How long you been doing comedy now?
A year.
A
Just
year,
made a little
dude.
over a year. Yeah.
When you make a year?
Last month, as a matter of fact.
That's nice.
So the end of this
Congratulations.
month will be a year and a month.
Do you get a chip for
man.
that?
No, but
No,
you
but he
should.
also does stage time there.
I know.
Yeah, he does.
The dude, I'm gonna be doing the AA convention next year, May 27th. The AA convention.
Dude,
man.
that shit's fun.
That's awesome.
Matt
That's-
LaRocca taking the anonymous out of the A.
Yeah, right.
See, I did that shit like a long time ago, man. The court really suggested it.
That you do.
And I went fucking deep, man. I did. I went deep, man. Like fucking 19 years old. I was like plan and helping plan the tri-state AA convention, fucking Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas.
Well, it's just like this. If you think
crazy,
about it, just like, okay, you're
That's a lot like
expressing your comedy in front of a room full of people and you're getting closer
Yeah.
with them. Same thing in an
Yeah.
AA room. You
Yeah,
know,
you
these
don't have
people
to
hear
write no
all your
steps,
shit.
though.
Yeah.
Come
You
to
don't have
think
do no
about it,
steps. You don't have to do steps here.
You do actually, if you want to be good, you should have a step
No,
process.
not them step. Well, yeah, but not.
If you,
It ain't 12
What's
of
your
them.
12
It
steps
ain't-
of comedy,
Yeah,
Pickle?
yeah. Give it the fuck
It's my
up.
process, man. It can't be explained all in one sitting.
And
Oh.
that's one of them right
That
there.
was okay.
No,
That was
what
a
I was
good
gonna
joke.
say-
Who wrote that joke about Pop doing comedy? Step one,
I was
Get an
Jonathan
adult
Rose.
coloring
that was fucking
book.
Jonathan
Step
Rose.
two.
Jonathan Rose.
do nothing.
Do nothing.
Step
Step on
three,
the- get on
stage.
Dude, Jonathan Rose, man. Jonathan Rose, and he got joke of the roast.
Yeah.
He got joke of the roast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. And that really could have been about anyone.
Yeah.
But like,
But it was so fitting.
It was- it
Fuck,
was.
It
It was
was fucking
definitely
amazing.
really clever.
Wrote just
Yeah.
for him.
My
Yeah,
joke
that
about
was
Pop
great.
was Pop's act leaves me more confused than Brandon Haynes' children on Father's Day. The only thing less frequent than his punchlines are Brandon's child support payments. And
I
then
love that you remember all your jokes.
I do. I do. I love, like my whole
Remember
thing.
the best ones, you
I
know?
remember the good ones, the ones that I'm trying to keep.
Dude,
Yeah.
I didn't even get off my joke about James, man. I was upset about that shit. I don't even
You
know.
are.
I don't know
You
what
keep
happened,
saying
man.
that shit every
Oh,
episode.
I had a good
Ryan.
one about Pickle. I ran out of time for.
What?
Yeah, give it to us.
What is it?
Give it to him now.
Say it.
Pickle counts pubic hairs with an abacus.
It's an
I don't know
abacus.
exactly.
That's the second part of the joke. Pickle, an abacus
Yeah.
What is an abacus? dude?
is an ancient form of counting, of calculation. It's
Pre-calculator.
with beads, and it's like a Mardi
Oh,
Gras
I know what that
calculator.
is. Yeah, I didn't know it was called an
Dude, the word
That's
abacus
what's
is
up.
funny, dude. That's a
That
funny
is
word.
funny.
It's a
as fuck.
funny word,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's got that hard K sound, abacus.
You should have put that one first.
I should have. I
You should've
fucked
put
up.
That shit first.
That's
Man.
a goofy joke. I like that, man. That's
I
funny.
was tired
That's
that
a
night.
good
though.
joke. That might have been. You should definitely put that one first, bro. That's a good fucking joke.
Well-
That's something you could like. That's interchangeable too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It's just silly.
Yeah, I like jokes like that. That's why I'm keeping mine. Go to different scenes. I want to go to fucking Texas. and
Dude, I was
fucking
telling
do this
him
shit.
I'm gonna plan like a trip, maybe at the end of the year or
I'm
one
already
weekend. Like
planning one. You want to come in November?
when November when?
Trying to go all month.
I can't go.
I'm
all
gonna
month.
come. I gotta come back for Thanksgiving
Yeah.
for sure.
I've got some shit booked in November.
But I want to go there. I got some shit booked in Panama. I got Panama,
Okay.
and I got some other stuff.
I might just do it because I can't. But I might do it one weekend and just come meet up with you up there or something.
Yeah, I got. But yeah, I want to mainly go there for Mondays. I'm gonna try to get up on that Kill Tony one.
Yeah. Did you see Lino on Kill Tony?
Yeah, it's in Leno.
I was talking to Amy. You ever seen him on
Leno
there?
up there fucking exploiting himself.
Dude, Amy
Fucking
Lieberman rubbed his
showing
belly.
motherfucking-
That's not
Yeah.
showing his titties off and shit.
Yeah. Dude, that's not a bad
That was cool.
Hey, man.
That was cool,
He's
bro.
got
She
me
gave
one.
him
He's
some
one.
six. She gave him a six pack with
Yeah.
tanning.
She gave him. They gave him a joke book that he'll never
spray.
use.
He's got me
Right.
wanting to fucking grow
Right.
titties like
Yeah.
bigger.
No, I love Lino, man. Yeah,
Yeah, Leno's fucking. He's funny, man.
Dude, you
He
get a
is.
minute to do your jokes in front of professional comedians
Yeah.
and an audience. How hard is that to be funny in a minute? But I think what was great about his set was a lot about what makes him a cool person came out in that minute. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like his personality kind of came through in the minute. That's hard to do.
Do you watch the show?
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever like I can get like it depends on your jokes or whatever you want to do, but most people can get 3 if you got real good jokes, they can get 3 of those jokes out in 1 minute.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
There are people that open for
the
Joe
ones
Rogan
that
now.
do good, you know.
Joe Rogan, like there are people that have made a career out of their good minute on
Yeah.
Kill Tony. People that Joe Rogan's got an opener right now.
Yeah.
That
Hans Kim?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep,
mean, I've
Hans
been
Kim.
watching this show for a while, though.
Mhm.
I know since William started fucking.
Yeah,
when-
William Montgomery.
Right when I watched his first episode.
Yeah.
Called him by
I
his
started
first
watching
name.
Since Willie.
Willie boy,
Oh, Willie.
that dude William. Yeah, well, I don't know him personally, but
Yeah.
that dude William Montgomery. I started watching a few weeks before he got on there.
Well, this brings up an interesting question. What comedians do y'all watch? Like, who are y'all's favorite comedians?
I don't watch comedy.
You don't watch any stand-up? Joking. I don't know. You're very deadpan, which I love.
Yeah.
I'm a big big fan of Big J Okerson.
Yeah.
I like Dom Davidoff. or Davidoff, I think is actually his last name. Bill Burr, of course, is
Who's
Gotta
coming in?
love
Who's
Bill.
coming in December?
Yeah, December.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Maybe I've seen him 4 or 5 times.
Never
now.
seen him.
Amazing.
I wanna get some of us to go to
nobody has ever doubled me over the way that he did. He had me. I swear to God, I was the only person laughing in the whole Singer Theater one night. I mean, it was fucking absolutely going banana. I was dying, and it was all about relationship shit. And my girl was sitting right next to me. But I couldn't stop. I knew I should have. I knew I should have stopped, but I couldn't. Yeah, man.
I like. Let's see. I love Joey Diaz. I got to see him do his last show in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the 4th row over there at Harris. What's the Fillmore?
Yeah.
The Fillmore, yeah.
Fillmore. They got a great fucking green room, dog.
Yeah.
If you ever get to do the Fillmore, do it. They got fucking like Gatling guns and Nerf guns back there and shit. But
This
the
is
Fillmore.
about Joey Diaz.
No, that wasn't. That was about me doing
Yeah,
my
no, I know.
spot.
I know.
Fillmore.
I
But
know.
Joey Diaz was the shit, dog. Like, he's like 4 rows in, and he's literally looking at me doing his whole set, dog. I left my room. I left the room in tears.
You probably recognized
You know
the
what I'm
fellow
saying?
piece of shit.
He probably did. I like
Diaz has lived a life, man.
Ron White.
Yeah.
I love Ron White. Let's see. I really like I like Theo. What's
Theo Vaughn.
Theo Vaughn, but what's Sam Morril and the
Love
other
Sam
one,
Morril.
Mark
Mark
Norman.
Norman.
I love Mark Norman. Dude.
They're both two of my favorites.
Mark Norman's probably the most prolific joke writer.
He is.
of
Jerry
our
Seinfeld
time.
named him as a great fucking
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah.
Seinfeld
Dude, did you
said
see
that.
that picture of fucking Seinfeld when he did that? He did the comedians in cars with Eddie Murphy, and they take a picture. It's a picture of the two of them. They're standing outside of Caroline's. The marquee is in between their heads, and fucking Mark Norman's name is on it.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Wow, dude.
Fucking wow.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Bing.
hell yeah. I
He
caught
shouted
it.
Red Bean out on a podcast. Mark Norman mentioned Red Bean's name on a podcast.
That's
yeah.
fire,
That
dog.
is fire, man.
You
Who do you
flinched
like,
every
Amy?
time.
Who are your
Yeah.
favorite comics?
You know, it
She
changed.
doesn't watch comedy.
You know, as
You're
a
not listening
female,
to
I
this?
really like
No.
Michelle Wolf.
You're a female?
Hold
No,
on.
as
yeah,
female-
as a
and when
female-
he
When
is
he's
a
a
female.
female,
he
for a
likes
female
Michelle
comedy.
Wolf.
Yeah.
For-
But for a
I'm sorry.
female, like
Yeah.
Brandon likes
yeah.
to cut me the fuck off when I'm trying to say shit.
Yeah, for female comics, I mean, if we have to,
For
you
female
know,
comics,
for-
I like Michelle Wolf.
for-
She's funny as fuck.
if we're gonna make a provision for women being funny, right? If this is what we're doing now,
No.
I thought he meant like
I'm
as
just
a,
asking,
like
no,
himself
yeah.
as a woman.
that's
No.
how it sounds.
I mean,
Yeah.
I got
I
boobs,
know.
but I didn't mean to say it like that.
So lately, I'm who am I into? I just listened to a great podcast interview with Bill Hader that had
Yeah.
me just
Love
fucking
Bill Hader.
cracking up.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. You know, Hannah Gadsby really impressed me, made a statement, you know, like did something different that I really loved.
Nanette.
Nanette, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, I can't. It's all at the tip of my tongue right now. Fucking Wanda Sykes, man,
Yeah,
genius.
She's a fucking
She's
maniac.
hilarious.
I
yeah.
mean, just genius. You know,
Yeah.
like talk about delivery, which is everything. I
Yeah.
think in comedy, more than the joke writing. I think it's the delivery
Yeah.
and the performance,
see
what
that.
you're putting emphasis on.
She's a beast, bro.
Just how you know how you leave it on the stage there, where you leave it, I think is so much
She's
a big
never
part
been
of it.
timid. That's for sure.
Nah, she's not.
She's never been timid on stage.
Yeah.
Like,
She's loud and I love it.
Yeah,
You
and her
know?
whole attitude is like she doesn't give a fuck about anybody,
Yeah.
and I love that, or anything, right?
Oh, I watched Miss Pat's special
No, yeah.
while I was in Detroit, and that shit is funny. Miss Pat's hilarious.
Yeah.
I think my favorite right now, I like the people that I consider really good joke writers, like Anthony Jeselnik is probably a favorite.
Jeselnik
Yeah.
always.
Sam
yeah.
Morril, Mark Norman, Dave Attell are probably.
Yeah.
I want to see Dave. I've never gotten to see
Dude,
David.
David
Tell.
Tell live is
I never
fucking
looked him up.
phenomenal, man.
That's what I hear. I don't want to
phenomenal.
watch him on the internet or YouTube because I want to see him live.
Well, dude, if you listen to
Yeah.
Skanks for the Memories, first of all, that's a recorded CD that was in like 2003 or 4. That is the hardest you will ever hear an audience laugh on a recording. Like,
Yeah.
normally they don't have like the audience mic'd up or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you can fast forward it to any point on that CD and you won't go. His laughs per minute, literally
He's so
rapid
fast,
fire,
man.
dude.
That dude is so
Nice.
fast.
He
bro.
can't go 5 seconds without hearing a laugh. His segues are funny. His tags are funny. It is just kill, kill, kill.
Yeah.
It is incredible.
I
I
was
heard-
watching this interview one time. It was Mark Norman, and I can't remember if it was Ari Shaffir or Bert Kreischer, but one of the two of them. And they were talking about the revenue streams, difference between New York comics
Yeah.
and LA
LA
comics.
comics.
LA comics have a ton of revenue streams.
Mhm.
So he was like, well, Mark Norman was inquiring about it, and whoever was like, well, yeah, y'all, you're East Coast. Y'all look up to Dave Attell. He was like, oh, yeah, he's the king. I was like, yeah, but he's broke. Yeah. We all look up to Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And
Richest man on the planet.
and we've all got multi-revenue streams.
Mhm.
And I mean, by far, David Tell's the better comedian.
Mm-hmm.
No question. I
Yeah.
mean, in my mind, no question about that, man. And that, you know, you see David Tell on stage with anybody else, and I saw him at Skankfest with Jeff Ross.
Yeah.
With Jeff Ross and by himself, but all kind of people were coming on stage, and no question, it was the David Tell show the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
The whole time. I mean, that dude is just, he's so far ahead of everybody else when it comes to, he doesn't speak with fat.
Yeah.
No fat in anything that he ever says.
Yeah.
And that's
Straight
an
brevity.
amazing fucking gift to have.
Straight
yeah.
word economy, dude.
Yeah.
Everything out of his mouth is a fucking killer.
And
line.
he has been like that since way back, man. I don't know if you ever watched like Insomniac.
Yeah.
You
did.
know, fucking man, dude.
That's a
dude,
special?
Nah, he
No,
used to
it's
do
a
a show
show.
on like USA Up All Night
It was
or
Comedy Central.
It was Comedy Central.
He would go out and do comedy at these little clubs. Then he would just get drunk all night long and
And
go
do
wander through the
interviews.
city
Yeah, like-
and go to these crazy like tattoo parlors or all night whatever.
Or
just
do
interview the
voiceovers.
locals.
Go to a place where they were doing voiceovers for porn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a place where they were making sex toys. Like I
all
mean,
these characters, dude.
It's up all night shit.
Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, exactly. Man, that was.
See, I'm so intrigued, but I want to see him live. before I
Oh, me
just
too.
No, it's-
Look him up on some stuff because I just hear that's the best way to see him.
I wish we were more of an
That's what we
attraction
need to
for-
do is plan a trip to see David Tell.
Fucking right. I wish New Orleans
should
was
do that.
more of an attraction for big name headliner comedians. Like 337 up in Lafayette gets probably the bigger names that come
They get
through
him.
here.
I mean, Jason Leonard. Shout out to Jason.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
absolutely. He's
He's got
killing
it
it
on lock,
over there.
baby.
man.
He does, bro.
Yeah.
You ever did You've done Lafayette crowds?
Never.
No, Lafayette's got one of the best fucking crowds. Like they
They
come
do have
to
a
laugh,
big-ass
dude.
scene,
They
bro.
come,
They got lots of-
come to have
lots of
fun, and I love that.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to Lafayette.
Yeah,
you know?
hell yeah.
I'll do some. I'm
yeah.
gonna be doing some.
I hadn't performed over there yet, but would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where he
Maybe you
flashes your
start
number
hosting.
at the bottom.
You start
Yeah.
hosting, you know what I'm saying, and get that hosting stuff in and watch.
It
Watch
starts
that
tonight.
level rise, you
It
know.
starts tonight.
Yeah, that's what happens, bro. Ain't that right? And when you host, you get better, bro. You start hitting those punchlines.
This motherfucker talking. I don't know what I don't know
Better
what
than you.
I don't know what level of comedian you hold me at, Nickel. But I did not at any time score one in the roast battle. So
And I at least made it to the
She's a surgeon with
championship
that
round.
Swinging
I'm the
them.
one
Yeah,
who
you
got
did.
a one and made it to the championship.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm looking forward to your show, the one I'm doing on the West Bank, because I know that that's going to be a good crowd.
it's
That
fun
is
over there.
It is fun, bro.
September 25th, yeah. Where's the place called again?
Bière
Bière
bar.
Bar,
Bière
September
Bar, that's right.
25th. Yeah, if y'all got anything y'all want to plug, let's please plug
When's
it.
this come out?
This is coming out next week.
Next week.
So, yeah.
I got a show this weekend.
Yeah.
Think about it for a second.
Well.
I got some shows I can plug. Where are we in?
Yeah.
Let's do. We make sure if you're in Metairie, come out every third Thursday of Metairie, go to Whiskey Cowboy. I'm headlining there this month. You can also, let's see what I got in October, man. I got October the 13th. I'm going to be out there in Tuscan, Mississippi. I'm going to be out there in Tuscan, Mississippi at a resort. I'm going to be doing the casino out there. I got a feature spot. Come out to Tuscan, have a good time. October 16th, headlining Comedy House, New Orleans. And right there, I'll keep it at that.
Are you hitting some open mics this week, Matt?
We'll be in some open mics, but I got stuff booked straight into December, man. I can't remember I don't want to dig through my phone and find them. I'll just give you September 25th, the Bière Bar. I want people in the West Bank to come out for that show.
Yes, and September 25th,
September 25th. I've got a bunch of stuff coming up. I'm going to be doing the Hell Yes Fest in November.
Me too. I forgot another. I gotta look at my schedule, my calendars, and start saying shit.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I should have brought in a piece of paper with me. I've got about 7 dates coming up.
Yeah.
That just escaped me right now. But you can check it out. Matty Rock, MattyRock 84 on Instagram. I'll have all my dates.
Yep. The real _ Amy Collins on Instagram. Post all my shows. All my upcoming shows.
Mm-hmm.
Go see him.
Yeah, you can catch me 25th at Bière Bar.
You catch me at the Circle
Be
K,
playing
begging for change.
Pickle show. You could catch me tonight, but this is coming out in the future. So, but every Wednesday, you can catch me at Poorhouse at District for gun control, an open carry comedy competition. That's every Wednesday, 10 o'clock. And then the 29th, I am.
He will supply you with the gun.
Yes, leave your gats at the house. But yeah, the 29th, September 29th, you can catch me. I'll be at Hotel St. Vincent with Ryan Rogers at Stage Fright.
Hello. That's a good show.
That's what I hear.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
a great
excited
show,
about.
bro. I
I'm
had
excited
fun
about
with
doing
it.
that one. And then the 30th and September 30th and October 1st, I will be at Comedy House featuring for Chrissy Mayer.
Cool.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be a lot of fun. Where did my dates?
That's what's
October
up.
1st on my birthday.
I also want to put out there September 24th, another bar. Come out to another bar Saturday, September 24th. We're having a comedy jam that's going to be headlined by Marcus Bond featuring Mike Hall.
I'm gonna be on that. I'm gonna get on that.
We already got the other spots
Man,
booked. I'm
motherfuckers.
sorry. Clara Kelly.
Just when you think you know, folks.
And
Yeah.
On
It's
second
not
thought,
like, yeah.
Forgotten.
it's all right.
Yeah.
We're going to get you on the next one, brother. We're
Yeah,
going to start
I
doing
keep
that.
keep hearing that shit.
We'll
get
probably
y'all
do
on
that
it.
last
I'm
Saturday.
gonna get y'all on the next one.
Last Saturday. Yeah. That's what you do, bro. You gotta there's a lot of people in the scene to put on, bro. You know. And every Tuesday come out to be not be around.
You're not
every
working your
Tuesday.
politics right.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
Tuesday.
He was just in there talking about this person and this person. I've been doing that with them.
Every
man.
Tuesday,
I'm just gonna
another
keep that
bar. Ferret Street. One of the best open
One of the
mics
best
in
rooms.
the city.
Absolutely.
Come hang out with us every Tuesday.
I
not
fucking
lying.
love that room, man.
I appreciate you guys coming in. and
Yeah,
hanging
thank
out
y'all
with
very
us
much
today.
for
Thanks,
spending
Pickle.
time with us.
Congratulations
Thanks
again
for
to
fucking
both
lighting
of
me
you.
up.
Congratulations.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Come fire some rounds
Shoot
with
that
us.
mother.
Say it one more time.
Come shoot some.
No. Your word.
Milieu.
And that's how we put in the F you and funny today, baby.
You.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Have
love
a
you
good
guys.
day.
Later.
Love you.
Pick all those.